Hi everyone, it's Andrew with Gem TCG here. Recently I spent $12,000 on trading cards on TCGPlayer, and in today's video I'm just going to be going through them, kind of showing how I go through them first and then sort them to get them ready to list. All of the cards I bought were vintage, like Wizards of the Coast holos and first edition holos, as well as some rare cards. And if you like seeing just going through collection type videos, this will be a great video for you. And feel free to watch and enjoy. So I typically stack the cards all together and just have them in one big pile. And right now I'm just going through them just so I could show you guys like what I bought so you can get an understanding of what I bought on TCGPlayer. It's a lot of rares and just first editions as well as holos. Um, I typically buy moderately played and lightly played cards on TCGPlayer because I find the pricing to be a lot lower. Whereas the near mint ones can usually range like a lot higher than market price, so I tend to stay away from those. I've also found that a lot of sellers list their cards like one to two conditions below than what it should be. So let's say something is listed as moderately played. It's usually lightly played in my opinion, because most people are very generous with their conditioning. And this can help find a lot of great deals on TCGPlayer if you want to resell them somewhere else. This one is a error card actually. It's a first edition Electrode without the jungle, or I believe that's the base set card, but it has a first edition stamp. So a lot of times when you buy cards from sellers, they might not know what they're selling and accidentally send you a card that's more rare than the original. Like with that Electrode and the Nidoqueen as well, there's a base set or there's a jungle set error with there's no symbol on the card. So if you find stuff like that, you could make a lot more money when reselling the cards. So yeah, this collection was, I believe there was like 500 cards in total. This Umbreon is sweet. And 500 cards in total, around $12,000. So it was a pretty expensive purchase. Unfortunately, a lot of the cards were actually damaged because people, like, there's some people that are very generous with their conditioning, but there's also some people that are pretty bad with their conditionings and they'll list damaged cards as moderately played or lightly played. And dealing with the returns and all that is a big headache. So I would definitely not recommend doing this, and I probably am going to stop doing this in the future because just dealing with the returns and these sellers that don't even respond half the time is a big headache and a big waste of time. Also, if you enjoy seeing collection videos like this, feel free to comment down below because I always buy collections, like pretty expensive ones. So if you are interested in this, I'd love to make more videos and see if you guys want videos like this. Now that I went through and kind of just showed you guys what I bought, I will be going through to sort the cards by set. So with WOTC cards, there's typically, I believe there's like 10 different sets. There's base, base 2, jungle, fossil, rocket, gym challenge, gym heroes. And then the Neo sets, there's Neo Destiny, Discovery, Genesis, and Revelation. And then there's also the Legendary collection, but since I bought first edition cards, I don't think I will be having any of those in here. Same with the base set and base set 2, because there's no first edition for those. Sorting can be pretty time consuming, especially if you have a lot of cards and a lot of sets to go through. But luckily with these, there's not too many sets and the majority are from the same set. So that was pretty helpful. But this process, I think it takes me around like 10 minutes to go through these 500 cards. But it definitely would have been done faster if I wasn't recording and kind of making sure everything was in the camera, because I typically actually place them upside down when going through the cards because you could see the set when you do that. Because right now, I don't know if you could tell, but like the set is covered by the card behind it, and I have to kind of flip through the entire card before going through the next one. But when it's upside down, you can easily just flip through them and see the set like that. I think in this entire 500 card order on TCGPlayer, I had like maybe 50 different sellers that would either never ship the product or send me damaged cards. So there's actually a pretty big ratio of sellers that kind of didn't hold their end in this deal, which can be pretty frustrating and time consuming to deal with. For some reason, going through these vintage cards is a lot more fun to me than going through the more modern cards. Even though modern cards are like really cool, especially the new illustration rares, there's something about the vintage cards that's just unmatched with and like can't be duplicated with newer cards. Like the artwork on them and just the feel, like because they're a lot thicker than normal or like the more modern cards, is just, I don't know, I enjoy it more. If you have any better ways to sort your cards, I'd definitely love to hear it down below because this is a pretty time consuming process, and I think it might be the slowest process for me when listing cards, besides the actual like making the entire listing part, but sorting by set is pretty time consuming for me. Also, if you would like to see a video of finding like the best deals on TCGPlayer, feel free to let me know and I will make a video about that in the future. Because TCGPlayer can be very helpful when you want to find cards for cheaper and then resell them on eBay or even on Facebook. Because a lot of people list them for like really cheap, since it's kind of a race to the bottom for pricing. Like the lowest price will always sell. Whereas on eBay, you could sell it for whatever price you want and people will typically still buy it. I am glad that I made this purchase because I believe that the prices of these cards will continue going up, especially with the recent market boom with modern Pokemon cards. Because with all these like older type sets coming out, like we had 151 earlier, then we got a gym, like kind of like a trainer card remake of Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge, and then in the future we're gonna get the Team Rocket set. I think that will lead to a big price increase for these older cards because a lot of people that are coming back into the hobby are usually people that were here in the beginning, so like when Pokemon first came out. So that will lead to a big price increase. And also, if you look at what happened last time there was a Pokemon boom, the vintage cards were like the first cards to go up in price. So hopefully that will happen again because this was a pretty big purchase for me and I'd like to make a return on this investment right away if possible. But of course, I don't mind holding on to it because I believe or I know they will sell eventually. And actually, vintage cards have been the best sellers for my eBay store since I've started 2 or 3 years ago. So I don't really have any doubts with that. And got one little stack left here. Should be quick. From what I've noticed, Fossil First Edition is like the most popular First Edition set for some reason. I don't know why, but it typically sells the fastest when I list them, whereas like Neo Discovery or like a Neo Destiny, no, Neo Destiny is pretty popular too, but like Neo Discovery and Jungle for some reason don't sell as much as like Fossil or Rocket or Neo Genesis. And just so you guys can see, like this is what they look like up close. And I tend to just go through them, just give them a final check. And check the backs as well. That's always the most important part with these cards because typically the backs of the cards get pretty damaged over time. But luckily these cards are all very good condition, especially considering I paid moderately played prices for them. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, I will definitely make more. If you like seeing collection videos, I will post them because I'm always buying collections. Like I have one coming in tomorrow that's worth $3,000. So yeah, I'll definitely make more videos like this in the future if you guys want. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.